So hi everybody, my name is Karan Shah. I am the founder at IIDE. It stands for the Indian Institute of Digital Education. The word digital is there in my institute's name, and which is why we're absolutely digital. But just want to tell you that today I'm here to talk about a topic which is hybrid learning and the future of how a lot of us as educators should be there. First of all, I'm extremely honored because I'm sitting in front of a really senior panel of teachers and educationists, and I'm not sure about the rest, but I know some people out here. But so I feel very honored, so thanks World Education Congress to be here. And I'm going to try my best to show what I have today. I just want you all to know that on 20th of March 2020, we all faced this state of shock. Everyone is sitting on massive infrastructures, lots of classrooms, lots of land parcels that we all have in our schools and our colleges, but we face this. It sustains to be like this, and it still sustains to be like this. And I do not know when schools and colleges will open up again. Any guesses in the audience when it will open up again? January? Is it opening up? Yeah. But, even if it's opening up, there's always this persistent fear, which I believe not only students but even parents have right now. Couple of my younger children are in school, and parents are thinking, hey, should we even send our children to school? They want to send the child to school because, time will get passed correctly and the kid is also learning so much. But in general, there is this continuous fear that's there, right? And I'm not trying to change that fear, but I have a solution which I've been using for a long time now, for 1 year, and it's been extremely successful, and I want to display some results for it. So, I think there are a few challenges that we're all facing now that we all have gone absolutely online, and especially when offline started. I think number one is student-teacher relationships. This has drastically taken an impact now in the online world. Before, every teacher could meet their student, could communicate to them, could understand them, could counsel them, and that doesn't exist anymore. Or in fact, that's drastically reduced as of now. I think this has been a superior problem when everything moved online. How do I track my students' attendance? How do I get their marks going? How do I collect their assignments? How do I get student-teacher feedback? How do I display the final mark sheet? Lots of problems, lots of student-teacher relationship problems. This, I think, is common everywhere. Just when you are about to speak is when your internet crashes. I'm sure you all as teachers have faced this, right? If you face this, put a smile on your face. Right? All of us have faced this, and all of our teachers have faced this, especially, and I just want to know from all of you all, how are students online on their cams? Are the cams off or on? Off, right? And that's horrible because the teacher's cam is on, right? That's horrible, and I think that's a lot of disrespect to a teacher. I mean, in my class, if you come to my class and your cam's off, you're out. You're absolutely chucked out of my class. It's just not allowed because, and then they'll say internet problem, so then I'll have an assistant saying, check their internet speed, I want the cams on anyhow. But this is a problem. This is a serious problem. And even though teachers don't like it, it's a problem. There isn't enough bandwidth at multiple locations in our country. And I think this is something we're discussing every day. As parents, as students, as teachers, there's a massive brain drain that students are having because of continuous access and continuous, they're looking at their screen 24/7. I was reading a report where it was on news18.com where it said that students are spending 6 hours on an average on digital devices every day. I just want to ask you, true or false? In fact, I read that article further, and when I scrolled down, it said that students are spending 12 hours a day during COVID, on digital devices, and that's a lot. So there is a lot of brain drain that's happening. And we need to find some solutions to this. I'm not saying that we have found the solution, but we need to progress and we need to find some solutions to this. And this is something that we are doing right now, which is, we call it IID 5.0. I've just called it IID implementation. And it's actually hybrid learning. And we've introduced this new format of learning since 2020 April. Since we were hit by the pandemic, we've launched this new format of learning. And I don't think I'm ever going back to my previous formats of learning. I am so confident with what I'm doing today, I'm not going back anymore to an absolute offline school ever again. So it's a 3-step methodology which we have been using. And step one is we've managed to convert all our content into video content. And this is not video content where you have, someone's voiceover and a PPT playing. This is video content where you have a teacher whose hand moves and, you'll see something going on there. I'm sure you've seen Byju's, right? Top-notch animation. So, and the best part about this is that all the video content only has industry experts. It's generally very difficult. Every college says we get industry experts to come to our college, but how many and how often? It's very difficult to do that. So what we did was, instead, we requested industry experts time, and we said, hey, instead of coming to a class and teaching live and coming so many times in a month and so many times in a year, which is nearly impossible, why don't we just convert your knowledge into videos? And we said we'll ensure that all our students watch it. So instead of getting them live to a class, which is generally very difficult, always convincing an industry expert, please come, hosting them, all of that, we just did it one time. We managed to convert all our content into video content, literally everything. And we ensured that everybody in the video is an industry expert. So that's the first thing we did, okay? It looks a little like this. This is a young 26-year-old boy, has more than 200 websites of his own, earns more than 5.5 lakhs a month just by having his own websites. 25, 26-year-old boy, he's teaching how to make websites. And this is how our online learning platform looks like, very similar to what you guys must have seen. Interestingly, we can put quizzes inside. We can also change the speed. You can change the speed of learning. You can put it at 0.5x, 1x, 1.5x, 2x, 3x, even 0.25x. You can change the language. You can make it from English to Hindi, and there'll be Hindi captions coming out there. You can change the language to Spanish. So it's one person who's teaching in English. The captions are in multiple languages. The speed of the video is as per the student requires. So we managed to change everything, and the content is being delivered by an industry expert. So the right information is reaching my students' ears. And the best part is each video is only 3 to 4 minutes. If you can see, 1/3 of it is at 55 seconds, right? Each video is 3 to 4 minutes. After every 5 videos, there's a quiz, and we're assessing our students every day, every 5 minutes technically, Students tell us, sir, kitne assignment hai? That's what they keep telling us. So what we've done is we managed to convert everything to video, but this is just the start, okay? And sometimes you'll feel like students might sleep in the video, they might not understand concepts, and which is why we went a level ahead. And we said, hey, after you watch the video, every alternate day or every day, you come to a live class. But you don't come to a live class to learn from what a speaker or a teacher is talking. You come to a live class to ask questions, okay? We don't have a teacher coming to our classroom anymore, and this is the best part about this new education system, where previously we used to have teachers come into college or my class, they'll open a presentation and point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, point 5, and saying the same thing every semester, every year, every year, every year. That is extremely boring, right? Teachers, we need to accept that. That's extremely boring to say the same line every time. We've changed the format. All content dissemination is in the video, and in the live class, you only come and ask questions. The teacher in the last 1.5 years at IID has never taught the same thing. They're always speaking something new because questions are different. So there is visiting faculty, there's lots of internal faculty. All the internal faculty is doing these live classes. So industry faculty in the video lectures, followed by live classes in which we have internal and visiting faculty. And I just want to tell you what they do in their live classes. If you see, while students are watching videos, we have a chat bot out there. And all students can ask their questions out there. Every student, every class, there'll be at least 100 questions. So the teacher is no more coming to a classroom and saying, hey, point 1, point 2, point 3. The teacher's coming to my class, opens all these questions that the students have typed in, while they were watching these videos, and one by one start solving each and every question. And no question is the same in every class anymore. So now the teacher is extremely engaged. The teacher doesn't have a specific flow. The teacher doesn't have a specific format. And the teacher is talking something new in every class, which I think is a big relief to all of us in the teaching community. So that's step 2. And then we realized that there is still another big problem, which is students and teachers need to talk one-on-one. All students need, they need this 15 minutes or this 5 minutes from a teacher to validate themselves, to talk about themselves, to discuss their problems, and sometimes to even ask doubts. So we went a step ahead and we added the third step, which is one-on-one mentoring, personalized mentorship. okay? You can just go to my software where all my videos are, where my live classes are. You can just go there, you can click, and you can book a mentor, something like this. You see, every teacher's calendar is open. Any student can go to any teacher of mine and can go and block their 1 p.m. slot. Can check which date is upcoming, can block their calendar slot, a Google Meeting link is auto-created, and the student and teacher is meeting online. So we've changed this process, all standard content dissemination via industry experts in videos, followed by live lectures where there's doubt solving, and followed by one-on-one mentoring. We've actually managed to get lots of results. And I have a slide which will tell you what kind of results we've had. By the way, so just a 3-step process that we have, which is the video, questions, and personalization. And this is how we teach, right? And it's not like you watch video lectures for the first month and you come to the live lecture in the second month. You watch 30 minutes of video on a Monday, you attend a 1-hour live class on a Tuesday, you watch 30 minutes of video on a Wednesday, you come to 30 minutes of a live class on a Thursday, right? So that's how we ensure that people are also watching videos, because it's alternate days to ensure that they're actually learning. And these are the results. This is my last 1.5 years efforts, and this is the kind of results we've had. I've just put it in very statistical numbers. Didn't know how much time I have to speak. But this is the first thing. It actually reduces learning time by 33%. Now, I don't know if any of you know this fact. I don't know how many of you have created video content out here. But the ratio of offline teaching to video content is 5:1. For every 5 hours that you teach offline, when you convert that to a video, it becomes only 1 hour of content. I hope you understand that. Right? That's 5 man-hours of a teacher every semester, right? And all of that, because it's shot in a video. It's like a movie, right? In a movie, you feel like you've seen a journey, but it's technically 3 hours, right? That's what happens, and which is why students now need to spend lesser time learning. Instead of watching a teacher talk that same presentation for 3 hours, you can actually convert that into 1 hour of content. 5 hours of content into 1 hour of content. That's why you can reduce learning time. The next thing is that the output of the student is now doubled. Simple reason being, initially, students would spend most of their times in a classroom only listening. Now, students spend most of their times in a classroom asking questions, reflection, just what you said in the previous speech. Students spend all their time in my classrooms only asking questions. You will never see the teacher talking. You will never see the teacher taking lead. It's the student who's taking lead. And their output is doubled because when a student learns by questioning, their end goal and their end output is far more superior, because now they've understood the concept through their own brains. They've asked questions. We are not telling them that A for apple. They're asking why A is for apple. The format has changed. The third thing is that this ensures that all your learning is via industry experts. Because everybody who's in the video, you ensure that it's an industry expert. So you've at least got the right content going for you. And because we have this feature, which is one-on-one book a mentor, we've managed to learn and see that all those shy students who could never talk to the teacher in class because, other students might make fun of them, are the guys now who are actually the intelligent people. They're always in the nerds of the class, the intelligent people. Sorry for my language, but I'm relatable to my students like this. My point is that a lot of them were very shy, but a lot of them are now using this service of book a mentor, where they can talk to their teacher one-on-one at their own time and nobody else knows about it. And they're so shy that they never speak in class. We need to give them a chance to voice their opinion. And we're able to do that through this process. And the last 2 points are that even though it's a video course, even though the main content dissemination is happening via video, because we're adding the live lectures and the one-on-one, we're achieving a 90% video completion rate, which means 90% of my kids are watching it end to end. I'm talking about a sample size of around 2,500 students in the last year. It's a pretty large sample size to understand that video completion rate is high. And the best part is my teachers are now satisfied 2 times because they never go to class with the same presentation. They have something new and unique to teach in every class because all questions are new, right? So this is just something that we've been doing, hybrid learning, and I think it's been very successful, and we're definitely enjoying it. I don't think I'm ever going back offline to the way I was ever again. this discovery of the way of this new discovery. I mean, other companies are already doing this, but this 3-step method that we're using has genuinely increased our feedback scores from students to as high as 90%, 95%. It's drastically changed things around for us. If a student tells us, these 2 videos were too difficult, we just delete them, redo them, and put them up again. So we just keep tweaking our content continuously basis feedback. So that's what I had to show you guys today, which is my format of hybrid learning. Just a little bit about my organization. We were awarded #1 Digital Learning Institute in 2020 by the Indian Education Congress, and today by the World Education Congress. We have more than 200 people on our expert panel of teachers. You can go to my website, you can check it. Really high student placement rate, more than 100 placement partners, 50 plus college tie-ups, and that's very important, which is a 4.8 out of 5 student satisfaction score. We used to have 4 campuses, which are now absolutely useless. But that's from me. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you enjoyed.
Thank you, Karan Shah. Nice session you gave.
Thanks, ma'am.
In fact, we all teachers are into hybrid learning, more or less.
Yeah.
Something we are doing not so good like you, but we have touched something.
Yes.
Sir, my point over here, I'm from a science background.
Yes, ma'am.
This is a botanist. Dr. Hema is a chemistry person. KC College principal, Xavier's principal. I'm from Thakur, again a chemistry person.
Yes,
What about practicals? We are losing the heart of science without practicals. We are trying to manage somehow online. But then what do you do with practicals if you have some suggestion? Thank you.
So ma'am, I think that a lot of practicals can still be depicted in a video, at least explanation. But I still definitely think that it's not possible to do practicals online. You need to call the student to campus, and at least in COVID, we can do that much. There were so many rules where you can call students to your college for practicals at least. And I think that still sustains, ma'am, because students don't have access to those kind of lab equipments also, especially for some other subjects out here. We need to get them to class. But I still genuinely believe that a lot of concept can still happen on video. They understand faster than a book.
Hello, I'm Rakhi Mukherjee, principal of Utpal Sangvi School and College. I cater to students right from 2.5-year-old to 18-year-olds because we run from the play group to the EY, to the A levels. My question to you, Karan, is that it's a wonderful model which you just said. Where does it translate into the school environment, especially for my primary classes?
Sorry, can you repeat the last
Where does this model which you just presented, your hybrid learning model, translate to my primary students? Because that is the basic pain point which we are featuring, especially with my primary and my primary classes up to grade 3, where
Right.
they need that connect with the teacher, and
Right.
unfortunately we're not able to give them.
Right.
So where does this model translate there?
I'm very similar, right? I have a 5-year-old nephew right now, and his basic all-time time pass is Choo Choo TV on YouTube. Very popular YouTube channel, Choo Choo TV. So ma'am, I still believe that it cannot be like teachers talking in videos. It has to be really, the content has to go down to cartoon characters and fictional characters and moral stories and fictional characters is what I think. But I still think this model works because already the students are doing live classes. I'm assuming that they're already doing live classes. But now we can add these videos because videos is their lifestyle. I think people who are 4, 5, 6 years, I have a nephew and I think like YouTube is his lifestyle. The speed at which he changes videos on YouTube, I feel shocked. Like, even I can't do that. But I think very similar, I'm not sure about the one-on-one mentoring and maybe the parent can ask for that. But the first 2 pieces are still very applicable, ma'am. Just that the video content has to be very childish and has to be, communicated in that manner is what I think. Hi, sir.
Good morning. It's good that I'm hearing you for the second time. It's a great job you're doing.
Thank you, sir.
I'm a frequent visitor for online Educa Berlin conferences.
Okay.
And there they recommend that the hybrid education, the combination should be 60-40.
Okay.
That is 60% offline and 40% online.
Right.
And presently UGC is also trying to accept the same model.
Right.
So I would like to have your comment on this. Whether for higher education, is it 60-40 or it should be something different in hybrid education?
Sir, I think that students shouldn't be coming to class for anything else besides practicals and projects. That's about it. I think all content dissemination should happen via videos and online. Students need to come to, like in my opinion, when I joined college, to be very honest, I joined college for friends. My father told me, you got to go to college to meet friends and to network, and there are life skills out there. And teachers will teach you, you will read books and you'll get there. I'm not saying that, this is something against teachers, but I'm saying that students should be only coming to class for projects, for mentoring, for talking to the teacher, that one specific doubt that they have that they want to solve. But there is no fixed ratio for a 60-40. Like for example, for MAM's classes, you might need to come probably so many times to college because you're doing, some practicals where you don't even have access to the lab. But the ratio can be decided by I personally feel that UGC can't decide this at a UGC level. They should be decided at a subject level, first of all, and they should be decided by the own college with their style of teachers and with that specific teachers. Assessment needs to be outcome oriented, not 60-40 oriented. And that's what I think is a very important change that we need to get. Everybody needs to be autonomous by their own way.